What's going on, guys? So basically, what you guys are seeing right here is just the boring part, the teardown. What I have here is a Jon Boat. It's a 1442. It's a crappy Jon edition. So the cool part about this boat was there was already some parts that were already done as far as the layout was. The subfloor is already in. Checked the foam all around different spots. The foam was dry, super light still, so that was good. You can see on the sidewalls where I'm tearing the carpet off. Basically, it was kind of a build out of a wall that these boats had, and the same deal had the foam inside of it. The foam in the back here, you guys are seeing it. I'm taking the rivets out right now. That's about the only spot that I can say that I tore foam out of. So the boat's still pretty seaworthy as far as if it would sink. Right now, I'm just kind of messing around with measurements and trying to figure out what size stuff I want to do and what to do with this compartment right here, because this one has a through hole right to the bottom of the boat. So just trying to figure stuff out as I go. No plans, no blueprint, just doing it as I go. So you can see I'm just unriveting everything, just taking it down to zero. From there, pulling the carpet out. The boat was in really good shape. I got lucky. I bought this boat off of a guy that had it stored for 15 years, so that's pretty cool. Got lucky on that part. From here, I'm just kind of taking off all the excess glue because I'm gonna, go back on top of the same surface with new glue and carpet. So not too much to see right here. Just scraping, scraping, scraping. The elbow grease, leg work, dumb stuff. It's gonna be kind of a short video. It's just a tear down mostly. Then you can see where I'm going to go into the framing a little bit. Kind of part two of this video is going to be talking about my framing as far as the layout and how I did it and why. There's going to be some really cool stuff you're going to see in this boat that you've probably never seen before, as far as materials that I use and as far as placement on certain things. So here you can go right here. I decided to just cut the center seat out. I'm just going to completely cut it out. I was thinking about using it just for a support, because it was already framed in and kind of welded about, but I decided to just kind of cut it flush with the subfloor. You can see right there's a drain that I was talking about, taking these down all the way. I decided to basically just cover this up with metal, aluminum. So you see from here, I'm starting to do my framing. That's kind of the wall that I always start with in all the Jon Boats I've ever built. That just kind of sets up basically where everything is going to lay out from here. The angle that I'm using, I went with 1 inch by 1 inch by 16th. It's plenty strong. I mean, if you support it properly, it's definitely plenty strong. I have seen guys that were, building their boats and they were applying the carpet first, and I decided not to apply the carpet first because, I wanted to make sure my framing was riveted all the way down to the actual hull of the boat, the Jon Boat. So. See right here, working on the back deck. Like I said, everything that I'm doing right here is basically, there's no design. It's just in my head as I go. That's kind of how I'm just doing it. You can see where I put the sheet metal down on the floor on top of that hole. Left a small space in the back just because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Ended up closing it all the way up and putting foam inside of there. So right now I'm just jumping around as I go. The back was the hardest part because you can see where the transom drops down for a short shaft. So I used the kind of the top of the inside interior walls as kind of like my line to follow, because I didn't like tearing all that apart and knocking rivets out of the boat. If I can do it where I'm not taking any rivets out of the boat, then I don't want to do it at all as far as plugging holes. So you can see here, kind of speed up a little bit, got framing done. The carpeting you guys do see is I actually applied the carpet afterwards. So I framed it, cut the pieces in, glued it all down. That's kind of how I did the entire boat. As far as inside the lockers and under the front deck and stuff, I used a really thin carpet for that part, kind of a cheaper carpet, because I felt like if it got wet, it would dry out a lot faster. And plus, it didn't have to be the expensive carpet that I use on top of the back deck and front deck. So just basically, you can see I got my live well in. Had my buddy custom weld it for me. It's aluminum, 1/8 inch aluminum, custom fit to the exact measurements that I needed. So that worked out perfect. The live well is absolutely awesome. Right now I'm just cleaning it out, as I go. Probably getting ready to vacuum or glue down some more. Like I said, the cool part about this build is going to be not the next video, the video after that, because I'm going to use a material that I've never seen used before on a Jon Boat. And the best part about it is it's light. I mean, it is super light. Where I live, it's all about having the lightest, fastest boat here in South Jersey. It's all about 10 boats. I mean, it's basically the life around here. You don't need a big bass boat where I live. So here's kind of just an overview, real quick, of the framing, what I have carpeted, live well, step up right there, storage, little live well. Cooler. There's the back. I've walked around this thing and all over the place. I weigh about 160, so not a whole lot of weight, but no issues whatsoever, no bending where I had the supports at. So that's basically it, guys.